All right, let's talk to Angelo. The big guy tonight goes into the Philadelphia Sports Hall.
Another quality human.
There you go. Goes into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame along with Chase Utley and Ryan Howard and Rod Brindamore and Jameer Nelson. It's going to be a great evening tonight, 21st Annual Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame banquet. And after many, many, many decades here at WIP, Angelo with his rightful spot in the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. Good morning, Angelo.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, John, Rhea, James, all you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you, Angelo. I mean,
thanks for joining us.
Thanks for 30. Was it 31 or 32 years, Angelo?
33 years.
33
of failure. 2 championships and 100 non-championships.
Yeah, I blame you too as well, Angelo. I think it was all your fault. All your fault. Hey, by the way, Angelo, I know it's been a busy fall for you. Congratulations with the documentary. That's very cool.
Yeah, that was I'll tell you guys. I don't know nobody at WIP seen it yet. It's called "No One Died," the Wing Bowl story, and it came out at the Philadelphia Film Festival a couple of weeks ago, and it won Best Philadelphia Film Feature, which is pretty unbelievable. When they just started from scratch a little over a year ago, and they put together a great homage to one of the best radio promotions ever. It didn't end spectacularly well. It got a little tacky toward the end. But the documentary is it had a lot of stuff in it. Rhea, there's a lot of stuff in it that we didn't even see. That they had
sure
some video. By the way, this shows you Rhea through all the years because she always got primped up and stuff.
Okay.
And she had her hair all made up. And Rhea, you haven't aged at all, but wow, you look great
thank you.
A 30-foot screen.
My son wants to see it, and so far I've banned him from it.
No. They kind of played that down a little.
I certainly hope so.
That's
I think
classic.
It's okay. It won't ruin them.
Well, I love it. Hey, Angelo, so good having you on. We'll get to the Philly sports scene in a moment because, boy, do we have a lot to talk about. But let me ask you if your answer is still yes. A year ago or so, we had you on the program for the first time since you had retired, and my first question to you was, are you happy? And your answer was basically yes, but it took some time, and you talked about some therapy with a psychologist. So now it's been almost 2 years since you retired. Are you still happy?
I am more happy.
Good.
It is.
Good.
It was perfect timing. I mean, sleep now is great, and there's no. Only you have to live it, Joe. You guys know this.
Yep.
Getting up every day with that big 4-hour window to fill. As you get older, it's harder, and you need people like Rhea around to prop you up, but. I got to tell you, this has been, this week, not so much because we're trying to potty train my grandson, Dutchie, and it's almost like talking about Sirianni's coach.
All right, so let's get to that, Angela. So a number of topics. We'll rifle through as much as we can, as quick as we can. Nick Sirianni, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I heard. I still get tons of email, guys. Did Elliott Shore-Parks give him an A for Sunday?
I believe an A-, but yes, he gave him a better grade than he gave Jalen Hurts. I know that.
All right. Is there drug testing yet at WIP? Because what I saw was a guy who did everything he could to screw up. I'll say that game Sunday was the most athletic game I've ever seen an Eagles team play. There was so many. Barkley, the way he was twisted and squeezing and jumping and getting by everybody. Devontae Smith's incredible catch, one-handed, at the back of the end zone. Dotson, the kid, Johan Dotson, 36-yard reception, amazing play. And then Kobe Dean wins the game with full extension. I mean, guys, that was Howie Roseman has put together a Super Bowl roster. And the problem is the guy he's got running it is not good enough.
Angelo, Dan Orlovsky says no coach takes more points off the board than Nick Sirianni does.
Right. See, now, I used to trash him, but now that I agree with him, I think he's a sage.
Well, yeah. All right, so, Angelo, a lot more to rifle through. Where are you right now on Jalen Hurts?
I love Jalen Hurts. I have never wavered on loving that kid. He just needs good coaching, and he's getting better coaching this year. And you're seeing the results, especially the last 4 games. Last year, he got lousy coaching, and he had a terrible year. The year before that, Shane Steichen. phenomenal season. Jalen Hurts will never be the problem on what's going on right now in this era of the Eagles. The problem will be getting the proper guidance. And if he gets it, he's going to be great.
Angelo, I think you're overrating him. I think he is improved the last couple of weeks, but I think you're overrating him.
And Joe is out of his mind, Angelo.
Yep,
Let's switch to basketball. Let's talk Sixers. How good a coach is Nick Nurse? And
that's not the
Joel
issue I care
Embiid,
about with
how
them.
long is he for Philadelphia?
Embiid, let's say, all right, what he did to Marcus Hayes, I understand that what Marcus went over the line by bringing in his family to talk about his legacy of not playing. But that news conference last Friday, what he said I've done too much for the city. The guy's making $51 million and hasn't made it to a conference final yet. He doesn't understand the sacrifice Sixers fans made for those 4 tanking years. He's the symbol of it. He's got to bring championships to this city, and he doesn't have the mental makeup to do it. He's got it if he stays healthy, but he's too damn soft. And what he did to Marcus was an outrage, and I applaud Marcus for telling the truth, speaking the words of the fans at a time when you don't hear it as much. John, you don't hear the kind of negativity that I brought to the table nearly as much anymore.
It
comes out of my mouth, I realize that sounds kind of
That's
stupid.
interesting. Did you ever find yourself in a situation similar to this one where it got physical?
Yeah, well, in my book, I got attacked twice. I got attacked when I covered the Flyers by Bob McCammon, the coach, and I was rescued there by Tim Kerr. And then I got attacked by Ray Ellis in the Eagles locker room when I wrote that he got burned on a play, and he didn't think he did. And in that case, Greg Garrity, the wide receiver.
Oh, the trash man. Yeah, I love Greg Garrity.
Yep. Saved my life. All right, but bottom line on it is it was probably more common when I covered teams because we had clearer access, less oversight by the teams, and if a guy hated you, he let it know. But that there,
Jeez.
The Sixers PR department completely botched that. First of all, by not getting them, in a separate place somewhere to work it out, and secondly, they tried to convince the entire media corps covering the Sixers not to report
Horrible.
an assault. Did they know what city they're in?
Yeah, it's just very unwise. And look, I think it was just one person, so it's not like, it was 5 different people all saying it, is my understanding. But for that one person to think that and state it, it's insanity. Hey, Angelo, let's get to the Phillies. Obviously, it's a fascinating offseason, a tremendously disappointing end to October. Well, it was the start of October for the Phils. The Phillies, the floor is yours.
Yeah, they lost me this year in Game 1 of the playoffs when Zach Wheeler was throwing the best game of his career. 1 hitter, 7 innings, 110 pitches. Let's take him out in a 1-0 game. You guys love analytics. I don't. I'll just say that was catastrophic. You could almost predict what was coming next. Hoffman hadn't even been pitching that well. And let's put him into a 1-0 game and breathe new life into the Mets. And to me, your problem, and it's not being said anywhere, Rob Thompson is becoming a bigger and bigger problem because he doesn't have the chutzpah to go against the analytics and let his eyes make determinations in critical moments.
Angelo, John Middleton talked earlier this week in an interview, and we could go on all these topics for 10 minutes each. I'm trying to move through as many as possible quickly.
Good.
Middleton talked about, to paraphrase it, that they're going to be harder on the players this upcoming year to force them or try to force them to be different at the plate. How do you think that actually manifests? Like, if Trey Turner is swinging wildly for 3 games, do you think Middleton will tell Rob Thompson, your job is now to bench him for Game 4? And I'm not saying a playoff game. I mean, it's April. Like, do you think it goes that far, or is that too far?
Yeah, that's way too far. An owner can't tell a manager what to do. He's got to have faith that the manager knows what to do.
Well, how about will the manager do it, I guess is more the point. Like,
the manager won't do it. The manager's number one priority is culture in the locker room. He just wants everybody to love him. And that's going to become more and more of a problem. You've noticed how they've gone from the World Series to the NLCS, now to the Division Series. They're going in the wrong direction. And Thompson can't show you all the championships he won as a manager. He's just proven to me he's not a champion. I'm surprised they brought him back. I thought I would have let him go at that point. If I were still on the air, I would have advocated for him to be fired, and I would have gotten crushed for that.
Would you advocate for Juan Soto to be brought in?
Juan Soto, they're not in the market for Juan Soto. They're not going to put $600 million, $650 million out for one player. Not while you're still paying a lot of these other guys, including Harper. What are they going to say to Harper, who's still looking for an extension, when they give the other guy twice as much money? No, they're not.
Let's go win a World Series, Bryce.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But Bryce has the same agent, and Boris will go there and say, "Well,
Yeah.
you can't pay my guy half that much. Give me more money." No, it's not going to happen with Soto. But they got to rebuild their bullpen. They need some good arms there, and I'd love to see Corbin Burns come down here. He's a good pitcher. He's with the Orioles, and he's a free agent. Go after him. Get another great pitcher in here.
I think it's going to be a wild off season. I mean, it really does set up for some fascinating conversation. Angela, do you miss doing the Daily Show?
I do not miss any of that. I don't. I am perplexed by the honor tonight, Joe. You're the host tonight, right, at this Hall of Fame thing?
That's right.
Could you get them to do a recount? I don't think this was a mistake. All right, but no, honestly, guys, these little projects like go to these dinners and the documentary and stuff like that, that's more than enough for me. I got the babies now, and I spend lots of time with the little guys, and I should have done that when I was there. I should have done that before.
No, it's nice that you're enjoying these moments, Angelo. You deserve them. You may deserve a boo from Donovan tonight.
Ooh.
Do you think?
That's fine.
Do you think
I am
McNabb shows up to boo? You.
I have. Let me say that I embrace the concept of being booed and booed heartily tonight in my final public appearance, Joe. My concern is you. All right.
Okay.
This is a big job, Joe. I did that job for a long time. Are you working tomorrow?
Of course.
Down in Atlantic City?
I touch all the bases, as many as I can, at least, Angelo.
Joe, just say to them, no, I can't do it. I have a job. I did that for 30 years. I never had to do any of those things. I am worried. You are not showing appropriate appreciation for sleep.
Yeah, I'm actually aware of
He
that.
was ripping me, Ange, for he goes, "What? You're not going?" I go, "Yeah, he's like one of my best friends." He goes, "You're not going?" I go, "No, I got to get up."
Exactly. If she came, I would think less of her.
All right. And Angela, I want to cut through the humor and self-deprecation, two of which you've been phenomenal at through the years. In all seriousness, what does it mean to you to go into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame after your career?
I honestly, Joe, don't believe that I belong there. I don't. This job that I did here was never about awards. I won't lie to you. When I was a journalist and I was having a shot at the Pulitzer and stuff like that, that meant a lot to me. Awards now, it's like the only award I get is all these emails I get every day from people saying how much fun it was to experience sports and listen to our show the next day. And, it's a gift. You know this already, Joe, but having that job is a gift.
Yeah.
Because you get to talk to the best fans in the world every day. And even though others may be kind of pulling their punches a little bit now, those fans never will. And that's the biggest honor. The honor that I had is already had, and that was being with these great fans for all those years. I appreciate them more now than I ever did when I worked there.
That's nice. It really is. Angelo, final thing here, and I know it's been about a year, but I want to make a suggestion to everyone listening. Your book makes a fine holiday gift as we approach the holiday season, Mr. Cataldi. Just want to drop that in there, right? I mean, that thing's still available, right?
Oh, it's very available. It's also an audio book now. Just go to Amazon. That's the best place to get it Because, guys, if I could sell like another 10,000, I'm going to break even. I'm going to finally break even, and it won't cost me money having written that book.
Listen, Angelo, you're a gem. Seriously, and I'll say this. Thank you. As you go into the hall tonight, as you're on WIP right now, thank you for what you did here for those 3 decades plus. It was a remarkable career, and there's a lot of people who, like myself, grew up listening to you indebted, but also just the fans throughout the area, depending on whatever age they were. You entertained us for many, many, many years. And you
helped build this station, too.
That also, and you do, Angelo, you do deserve to be in the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. Now, tonight I might rip you just because, I got to have
No, I want you to.
Got to have some funny quips.
Please don't say any of that tonight. So it's way too schmaltzy. Just attack.
I will attack in my introduction. He was the worst, the most obnoxious, the biggest loudmouth. Yeah. And by the way, there I can curse. I can't curse here. I might just start dropping F-bombs tonight on the mic.
I think it's fine now. As long as you're not on the air, it's okay.
You got it. Hey, Angelo, stay well, buddy. I'll see you tonight, and congrats again.
Guys.
Thanks, Angelo.
Thanks, Angelo.
Much,
all right, there he is, Angelo Cataldi, who I will mention goes into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame after Howard Eskin, our next guest, went in a couple years ago.
Wow.
That's right. The King beat him there.
I'm sure the King never will mention that or think about that.
Howard Eskin next. Phone calls as well, 94 WIP.